What's going on, everyone? I'm Jaren, and welcome to Barbenheimer Weekend Review Part 2. I'm sorry, I'm actually not wearing my pink today because it is in the wash. I actually had to use it in order to attend the theater this past weekend. So, today we are talking about Barbie. The film is written and directed by Greta Gerwig and is filled with a star-studded cast led by Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling as we follow Barbie, in which she suffers a crisis leading her to question her world and her very existence. There was a moment in time where my sister and our two cousins would play with Barbie dolls, and once they grew out of them and moved on to the next best thing, those worn out Barbie dolls would become victims to my pyromaniac phase. Yes, I know that's not necessarily a flex, that's not something I'm proud of, but I admit we were a little bit crazy sometimes. Well, the first Barbie movie was first announced back in 2009, where we started off with the studio distributors such as Universal, then Sony, and now Warner Brothers. And then our leading Barbie was going to be played by Amy Schumer, and then it was going to be Anne Hathaway. And then we finally got our main leading lady, our main Barbie doll, Margot Robbie, as stereotypical Barbie. Now, it's easy to see the promotions and suddenly assume that a film made about a girl's toy is made for a target audience of children. Well, I'm here to reconfirm that this film aims for the audiences of 18 and up. And it's not the fact that the language is more coarse, it's not the fact that the humor is a lot more crude, it's because the subject matter is much more mature. The topics that they talk about or even glazed over include being a woman, being a man, being human, anxiety, depression, body dysmorphia, eating disorders, sexuality, fascism, sexism, feminism, the patriarchy, gaslighting, manipulation, and even thoughts of death. And heck, even more. If you are familiar with the works of Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, strong opinions and controversial topics tend to blend with the humor that they insert in their films. They even go as far as to breaking the fourth wall in order to make fun of Mattel and the dolls themselves. I mean, it was pretty daring for them to pull this off on a big studio project, but you could probably say the same for Deadpool. Although this might not be everyone's cup of tea, I can definitely tell you that the subject matters are subversively important. Robbie stands on both heels and brings the image of Barbie to life. She's peppy, she's proud, she's perfect. Once her world begins to unravel, I love the journey that she sets off on. And just like any other adventure, it becomes more than just about the destination. But she faces a lot of harsh lessons and obstacles, which gives her a new perspective on Barbie Land and even the real world. Robbie delivers on all sides of the emotional spectrum, especially when she begins to question and realizes her place in existence. Now, I don't care what anyone says about the casting, but Ryan Gosling was perfect as our main Ken. His comedic timing was impeccable, whether he was the butt of the joke or recovering from a hard fail. Even the fish out of water moments really added to his character arc, especially in which he would take some of the ideologies he would learn from the real world and apply it to his. I personally think that his song number, I'm Just Ken, might rival Jack Black's Peaches for Best Song of the Year. I definitely wanted more screen time with America Ferrera, Kate McKinnon, Simu Liu, and Michael Cera. Ferrera being the real world connection to Barbie, as well as her relationship with her daughter. I thought that was a very powerful element in the story. McKinnon stole the show. She is the weird Barbie with the burnt hair, the crayon markings on her face, and doing the splits all the time. That was genius. More Ken versus Ken moments. Lou being a total dick to Gosling. I thought those were hilarious moments. And as far as Sarah goes, more Alan moments. There was a moment where he just kind of looked like Scott Pilgrim in beach shorts. Will Ferrell plays the CEO at Mattel. He offers some comedic play in his performance, especially when he comes off as the corporate but fun antagonist. Although I do have to say it was quite difficult to remain interested in his motivations once our main characters leave LA. And thankfully, you get more Barbie Land than you do LA. Like, we don't need another Thor situation where we're going to get more New Mexico than Asgard, especially for a first movie. Speaking of Barbie Land, the entire production team deserves an Academy Award nomination. From the vibrant color scheme, you got the set designer, the decorators, the art directors, the makeup department, and even the costume designs. It almost felt rewarding to hear my girlfriend and the rest of our auditorium point out all the accurate toy sets and wardrobe that they recreated for the film, Barbie variations from different cultures, professions, and time of release, including the discontinued ones. They were just so hard to believe, but it was true. Just like my experience with Oppenheimer, there are many notable actors that make appearances throughout the story. Whether they were Barbies or Kens, this entire ensemble really sold the over the top levity, the energy, and the quirkiness. I mean, something as simple as the awkward dance numbers between Ryan Gosling and Simu Liu competing for Margot Robbie's affections. I mean, little nuances like that made a lot of the scenes and the entire movie much better than it should be. Overall, I think this movie was reminiscent to movies like the Lego Movie meets Life Size. I'm glad that the marketing and hype around the film has brought moviegoers to dress up in their Barbie pink and Ken best. If you're not already in love with the soundtrack, you're lying to yourself. Barbie may have not been the blockbuster that you have expected, but it is an outrageous satire and life-affirming message that we all needed. Alright guys, that's all I got to share about that movie. That is a wrap on part 2 of the Barbenheimer Weekend Review. Go ahead and check it out for yourself. I'm Jaren Agbanawag. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Look forward to more reviews, and I will see you guys at the movies. Take care.